But that was just I was impressed with the both of you. Very good job, Fi, and Soul Power. Here you go, Gula.
Just couldn't follow directions, man. Uh, my question is for contender Phi. Uh, what do you suppose? Where are we going to get the capital or the financial resources to build this utopia that you speak of? Yeah, that's my question to you. Off the mic.
I forgot the mic order, so can y'all fill me in on who was next to ask the question? I had the dot so we don't get any more mic jumpers. We'll just undot those who are going to ask the questions and leave everyone else dotted. Oh, you was next? Okay. On you undotted, Niner? Okay, yeah. Okay, come on up. And leave everyone else dotted so they don't mess up anything.
Okay, just so you know, folks, we are recording, and this is going to be going up on the YouTube channel. So please, okay, let's have less interruptions. Come up here and address the contestants, and move on and allow them to come up and respond. Please, no comments, just questions only, so we can move on. I believe Firehead was addressed, so Firehead, please come up and respond.
Well, Mr. Gullah, that was a very good question, and my answer would be the same place we get money from to buy these $1 million homes, the fancy cars, the CDs, the electronic equipment. It's about coming up with a plan and putting your resources together for a better cause. We have money to go out and for entertainment. We have money to go out and buy the luxury items that we enjoy. So why not put our money together where it will benefit our people and our kids to come? It's about strategically creating a black economic infrastructure by putting our resources together. Black people spend a lot of money in America. Stop spending and start investing in us.
Okay, now I'm going to ask if Soul Power wanted to weigh in on that question. Soul Power, could you put a one up? Thank you. Soul Power, please come up and weigh in.
Thank you, AJ. You know, she sort of sidestepped the question, and I can understand why. There is no utopia. One of the things that these separatists fail to realize is that to be separate, you must be self sufficient. You need your own sovereign land, your own system of government, your own currency. How dare you lie to black folks and say we're going to be separate, but we're still going to be under the control of the American government? Why can't we be honest with one another? If we are looking for voluntary segregation, let's just be honest and say we want to be segregated. That's one thing. But to say we are being separate when we are not is lying to ourselves. How am I separate if when the police come knock on my door, I must comply? The mic's free.
Okay, I'm going to call up the rules enforcer. If you have any questions for the contenders, then please come up and ask your question.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. The question is for Firehead. She made quite a few statements here. I would like to ask her, what solid economic data can she present to the room, or at least refer the room to consult somewhere that proves the fact that the black community as a whole was better off in 1920 than they are today? I'm off the mic.
I don't think I clearly understood your question. So can he repeat it, AJ? Can you repeat that question to me?
Repeat the question here. I was wondering if you could present to the room solid economic data, or at least refer us to a website, to a paper, to a book that would prove the point that you made earlier, that the black community as a whole was better off economically back in 1920 than they are today. I'm off the mic.
Okay, so let me make a correction. I don't believe I said the black community as a whole. I think I looked at a region that showed that black people live in a thriving community as a whole. I don't think I spoke anything about all blacks as a whole. So first, do not misquote me. Secondly, you can go to African American black African American history.org, and you can find all information pertaining to black Americans as they have lived in the United States since the beginning of the transatlantic slave. So that's one source. If you need more, let me know.
All right. Soul Power, you think you can weigh in on this in any kind of way? Okay, thanks. Come on up, brother Soul Power.
Well, clearly my opponent is a little perturbed by the line of question, and that's how people get when they don't have an answer. The reality is the economic data speaks for itself. In the 1920s, all black folk were not doing good. We talk about Black Wall Street, that's one place. What about all the other black folk? Sure, we can point to a black town here and a black town there, but I can point to 100 other black towns where black folks were starving to death. As a matter of fact, you can Google 1 million articles about them. Literally starved to death. And we're patting ourselves on the back for that? Absurd.
All right. Now I'm going to call up Brother Niner. Brother Niner, are you ready to come up? Okay, there he goes. Come on up.
Well, this is the sound pack. African Americans have been here for over 400 years and have not received equality or recourse on any real matters that happened to us, whether it's been in the past with reparations or whether it's in the present with the policing in America. How do you fix that problem for us, since we're going to stay here and abide by what they're doing? How do you make that issue better? It's your mind.
Well, that's a good question, Niner. Let me reiterate what I said during the debate. Neither condition is a permanent state. In 2015, integration is the best option that we as a community have. And I am saying integration is the better option over separation in 2015. But let's not lose sight. We don't know what the future holds. Generations that are to follow us may be far more on point than we are. When we talk about black folks being in America for 400 years, let me remind you, we spent 250 of those years in slavery. There was another of those years in forced segregation. It has only been the last 50 years that we have tried to work toward integration. It is a process. I understand the impatience of my people. We want it right now. We deserve it right now. But we don't have the means to make it happen right now. And so we have to work with what we got until we get what we want. Let's not lose sight of the prize. Those who came before us, they didn't throw out the baby with the bathwater. So we are here. Are you ready to take black folks out into some wilderness, dig a hole in the ground for a toilet, and let them die in the name of being separate? It's your children. Think about it. The mic's free.
Firehead, do you want to weigh in? 1 for yes, 2 for no. You want to weigh? Okay, come on up, sis.
Okay, my opponent seems to be presenting an argument of he doesn't want to let go of the white man's coattail and live on his own, because I think it will kind of shed a light on the fact that black people have hid behind white people in the name of doing good or being successful. You're right. We haven't progressed the way we need to, but we've been under white rulership. My argument is that we be separate from white people. We live separate from white people, and I think what happened in the 1920s has proven that we can do it. Yeah, it was a small area, but imagine what it would be on a much broader spectrum. What you're saying is only a few blacks are doing okay, so to hell with the rest. Get yours like I got mine. We cannot live, we cannot survive as a people with that argument, with that premise. That has been the detriment of black folks. Get yours the same way I got mine. No, that's the white man's ideology. Our belief system that we lost with the onset of the civil rights movement has always been we are for each other. We are a united people. The civil rights movement and moving forward destroyed that concept. It destroyed that in the minds of black people. This get your own, like I got mine, get an education, and you'll be better. It doesn't work for all blacks, because all blacks are not given an opportunity in a white-driven system, where the prison rate is astronomically overwhelming for our population totals. The system is unjust. It was created to go against black people. And you're saying that we need to stay within this same system? A system that is used to enslave, where slavery was never abolished? I mean, get out of here with this. So it's okay for some people, some black people, to be successful, but not all? I want all black people to have an opportunity to be successful and to be one, to be a united force. Other races have done it. Why can't we? Why do we need to continue to hide behind white people? We don't. It's time for us to go on our own.
All right, thank you for your response. Who I see up next is Biscuit Chaser. Biscuit Chaser, can you please step up and ask your question?
Okay, thank you. This question is really directed towards soul power. Uh, First of all, I just want to say everybody did a great speech, brother. Soul power. You said that integration is not a permanent thing. So why would you have a system that is not meant to be permanent? Why implement it? And another thing is, let me ask, who initiated integration, and what benefits has it for us today? That's my question. And thank you, Jason, for telling me how to speak. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Biscuit. You know, when we talk about integration, mind you, this is the ideal of black folks coming out of the Jim Crow era. During the 1940s and 50s, black folks, as you know, through history books, have rode the back of the bus, had separate bathrooms, separate eating facilities, separate sleeping facilities, and the like. They were not allowed in certain parts of town. On Miami Beach, they were not allowed after dark unless they were maids and servants and the like. These black people thought that, you know, it's absurd. I do all the work, but I got the money. I can't live in a fancy house. My kids can't get a decent education. It wasn't about being with the white man. It was saying, look, I built this country. I want full participation. Ain't got nothing to do with the white man. The slave owner just happened to be white. He could have been Greek. He could have been Puerto Rican. He could have been a goddamn Chinese. Who gives a fuck? Black folks wanted their share. That